Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central, and welcome to Deny, the series where we go over countering some of the most problematic heroes in Overwatch. And today we are going over the strongest woman in the world, Zarya.
The so-called snowball potential with Zarya is extremely high due to her scaling damage. Since her shields both offer protection and damage amp, Zarya can easily dip in and out of fights. This on top of her 200 shield HP makes for enough sustain to look after herself. This means that as she performs well, shield at the right time, and know when to engage or disengage, she'll become even stronger, adding to the snowball nature of the hero. The only way to break this is to kill her, but most of the time this is more complicated than simply dedicating damage in her general direction. Let's have a look at how the hero lineup deals with Zarya and what you should be doing to get her eliminated.
Starting with the offense heroes, we have Genji. 400 HP plus the self shield is a little bit too much for Genji to quickly tear through. On top of this, he also can't deflect the primary fire of Zarya. McCree can try and burst Zarya down with Fan the Hammer, roll Fan the Hammer, but it's easy for Zarya to just pop her shield and turn that damage into charge. The flashbang also doesn't work when her shield is up. Pharah's rocket travel time gives Zarya enough reaction time to pop the self shield and absorb the damage. Pharah is also easy to hit if she's not flying high enough, but if Pharah is up high enough, Zarya is defenseless. Reaper has enough damage to tear through Zarya and will also just Wraith Bomb if the duel goes south for him. It also allows him to get out of the Graviton Surge as well. Soldier 76 will heal and run away from Zarya to stay alive as the fight goes on. Since Soldier makes use of the hit scan, he can also avoid shooting the shield and will win this 1v1 most of the time. Tracer is a tricky one as a well placed energy orb from Zarya can kill her, but most of the time Tracer will just zip around Zarya, outlast her and win due to evading most of the damage.
Defense heroes are next. From a distance, Bastion can make light work of Zarya. However, if she has charge and gets close, you'll be scrapped in no time. Hanzo is decent if positioned up high, but this matchup isn't particularly favored for either hero, really. Junkrat's grenades allow Zarya to shield and run into them at will for an easy 50% charge. If Junkrat hasn't got a mine to use for escape, he's a sitting duck to the amount of damage output Zarya has at her disposal on close range. Try not to feed her. Mei vs Zarya is a bit of a stalemate. The outcome tends to vary heavily, but Zarya can easily gain charge from the Mei freeze as well as negate its effects. Mei has enough sustainability at her disposal to drag this fight out though. Torbjorn is similar to Bastion and can burn through his Zarya shield at a distance and take Zarya out, but up close will find issues when up against her. Widowmaker ends in a bit of a stalemate sometimes. Zarya can throw down suppressive fire at most, but a good Widowmaker can make her life complicated. If Widowmaker waits out the shield and lands a headshot, Zarya is bound to get picked off somehow. A good Widow can do wonders against Zarya.
Now on to tanks. D.Va's defense matrix can eat the alternate fire as well as Zarya's ultimate, but generally a high charge Zarya can just primary fire and melt through the mech. Reinhardt up close can win the one-on-one. Zarya is able to get a lot of charge from his attacks, but really doesn't have the damage output to melt him alone, if not high on charge already. Roadhog's heal allows him to live through a particle beam on low charge. The hook can also be decent to finish Zarya off if she has already used her self shield. Winston could do wonders against a low charge Zarya, as he has enough HP to just wait out the shield and then slowly wear her down. And finally, Zarya vs Zarya, it depends on who has the most charge and not much else to go over here.
Supports is the last role to cover here. Lucio just doesn't do much damage at all and will try to stay at range to avoid Zarya. Bear in mind though that knocking a Zarya off the map not only kills her but also resets her energy. The Zarya insta-dies and goes back to 0 charge on return, making this kill really worth it. Mercy. Hard counter. Zarya loves Symmetras as she can eat up the alternative fire orbs as well as the sentry beams for easy charge. Zarya's alternate fire can clear those 1 HP nightmares out in seconds too. And finally, Zenyatta. Zarya's barrier instantly removes the Discord orb from an ally or herself, and she can also generally kill Zen very quickly.
So let's go through the heroes we've chosen as counters in this video. Just as a reminder, you don't simply pick these heroes and win against Zarya, but they have abilities and weapons that can work well against her. We've listed Reaper as a counter due to the damage output and the Wraith Bomb, allowing to counter Zarya's abilities and playstyle well. However, keep in mind that Reaper is best at clearing out lone targets, not a group of heroes that are working together that Zarya might be sticking with. Soldier 76 is hard to kill for Zarya as he can avoid to give her charge and will stay alive by sprinting away and shooting at a distance or just pop down his heal. Hit scan is generally easier to use against Zarya as she can run into projectiles at will, but hit scan not so much. Tracer is a decent pick as well if she is played correctly and can be very hard to hit for Zarya. If you have a pulse bomb, you want to bait up the self shield for Zarya first and then stick it to her to kill her. Widowmaker can be very annoying for Zarya to deal with as it forces her to account for a hero in the backline. Zarya wants to ideally prioritise targets that are closer to her, so Widowmaker's position and damage output could be a real issue for her.
As Zarya relies on her shields to snowball in damage, you need to play around them. This means that you need to know when to wait the shields out and when to not respect them. If you're at an advantage in number of heroes, then don't respect the shield and just tear through it and get Zarya killed. However, in a 1v1 situation, you should try to respect the shield and wait it out. The cooldown for her own shields are fairly long, so if you know that she's recently used them, burn her down ASAP. You need to make a decision on when to take her out and when to ignore her, but if you leave her alone and pretend it isn't a problem, then she will get stronger and be more of a pain in the ass to take out. And remember, if she's on high charge already, the extra damage amp won't matter as much, so you might as well just tear through the shield and then tear through her.
And that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do let us know who you would like us to deny next in the comments below. Like this video if you want, it does help out the channel a lot, and subscribe if you haven't already. Good luck, take care, and we'll see you next time.